how can the current government justify the muzzling of science based on the commission survey that was done a couple of years ago that involved over 4,000 scientists who agreed that political interference was rampant and that ultimately they were operating in a position of fear? My question is to John and anyone else.
Thank you. That was a good question. Let's give that for a round of applause. We're going to do 2 kinds of heckling.
I'm really nervous.
All right.
Well, and I'll do my very best to answer it as quickly as I can. In our system, the ministers and the departments have been given the responsibility to respond. Now, that being said, as a journalist by trade, I know for myself, I don't necessarily agree with that. I know when I was doing stories on whatever the issue was, say the floods of 2013, I wanted to speak to experts on the ground. I didn't want to speak to somebody at the provincial department who was in Edmonton. So I would like to see us relax those restrictions. I think they should have access. But in saying that as well, scientists in Canada have published more than 4,000 reports and documents over the last year. 91% of the interview requests to the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, for example, was granted. We just won a Nobel Prize in Physics, so there is great support for the scientists, but I do believe and I agree that we have to have them to feel free to express themselves and be able to have those discussions.
This is the reason why I am running. For years I've watched and listened in horror as scientists were muzzled and people were fired and early retired let go. You know, I personally know a lot of research scientists. So my old boss at the National Research Council told me to look up the number of publications coming out of the National Research Council, which has been renamed. Gee, I'm not even sure what the new name is, but as of October last year, I guess it was renamed. It's now doing technology transfer, something like that. But I don't know what technology you transfer when you don't do basic research. So this is the reason why I originally started to run, and as I got, as I learned more and more, I had a lot more reasons to run.
Anybody else? Sure. Let's just do that.
Good. I have a Master's of Science, and this is a very real issue in the work that I did at the University of Lethbridge and the researchers. I already mentioned the cuts to basic science funding. There's a number of world-class programs that existed in Canada. One that I'd like to talk about is in the Canadian Institutes of Health Research. We had a world-class MD PhD program. So this is where medical doctors are also trained as research scientists, so that they can apply their clinical skills to actually diagnosing and discovering new treatments for diseases, so the research skills and the medical skills. CIHR announced earlier this year that it would can that program because their funding had been cut. So there's so many of these critical pieces of our knowledge, and it's money that's being paid for by your tax dollars. It's information that belongs to you. These scientists have to be able to talk to you, and the muzzling must stop.
Awesome.
4,000 scientists have been muzzled, or basically just told they can't participate in meaningful work. We've had, really thinking about our graduates who are currently in high school right now or in university or college, where are they going to go? They truthfully and with purpose started careers, and now there's no place for them to go under Conservative government. So who are we really shortchanging? Not just the present, we're actually shortchanging the future as well in a big way. And this will take years to unwind, if at all. We'll fall behind, and we're going to start making some pretty bad decisions. One bad decision, I'll give an example of, under the Conservatives. They have purposely extended the license for coal-fired power plants to burn for another 50 years. $300 million a year in healthcare costs alone in this province from burning coal when we can be using renewable energy. And the Conservatives' idea about progressive government is that by 2100, we can finally get around to renewable energy. That's not science.
One good question certainly is completely unjustifiable to muzzle scientists. The Green Party is absolutely a science-based party, and it, as spoken by Tanya, it too has motivated many scientists to get into being politicians. And one I'll point out is Dr. Lynn Cornby. This really drove her into leaving her lab and becoming a politician, which she never expected in her lifetime to do. So this is the consequences of this gutting and muzzling of the scientists in our current government. It has brought really good people out who said we have to get out of the lab, we've got to change this government, and we've got to bring science back into our decision making. Very good question.
Thank you all.